Hey, kindergarten friends, it's me, Mr. C, and I'm here with our friends, Mr. L, and you know her, Miss E. Miss E likes to, what does she like to do? She likes to exercise, and eh, exercise begins with eh, eh. Probably something we should all be doing right now, huh? Trying to get our bodies moving around a little bit, some basketball outside, or maybe some sit-ups in the living room, some jumping jacks, some place where you're not going to drive mom up the wall. And we've also got Mr. L with his lovely lemon lollipops. And his lovely lemon lollipops begin with what sound? And you guys already know this. L, l, l. We got to catch that that sound, right? That l, not l. It's l. So, Mr. L and Miss E wanted to talk about sending letters to your friends and family in envelopes since we have a lot of downtime right now. And they picked the perfect story for us to read, which is called A Letter to Amy. Now, the guy in the front you might recognize. This is Peter. We read about him a couple months ago in The Snowy Day. This is his follow-up story about him and his friend Amy, and he wants to invite her to his birthday party. But in order to do that, he needs to send her a letter with the invitation in it. So let's read on and find out what Peter does to get that letter to Amy. Also, I want you to notice the artwork inside of the story. We use watercolors and ripped paper from magazines and drawings and chalk and all sorts of fun ways to create artwork. So let's read Ezra Jack Keats' story, A Letter to Amy. Sorry, I'm not a professional with this, but we make do. All right, A Letter to Amy, which is written and illustrated by Ezra Jack Keats. He's an author who's written and illustrated many stories. If he wrote the book, we call him the author, and if he illustrated the stories, if he illustrated the pictures, that means he painted or drew them or took the photos. A letter, here's that L sound, letter to Amy. Ooh, hey, that looks like lightning. I'm writing a letter to Amy. I'm inviting her to my party, Peter announced. Why don't you just ask her? You didn't write to anyone else, said his mother. Peter stared at the sheet of paper for a while and said, well, it's sort of special. He folded the quiet letter a few times. Let me reread that, which is okay if we make mistakes. He folded the letter quite a few times, put it in the envelope, and sealed it. Now I'll mail it, he said. What did you write? His mother asked. Will you please come to my birthday party? Peter. You should tell her when to come. So he wrote on the back of the envelope, it is this Saturday at 2. Now I'll mail it. Put on a stamp. He did and started to leave. Wear your raincoat. It looks like rain. He put it on and said, it looks like rain. You better stay in, Willie. Who do you think Willie is? If this is Peter, who might Willie be? Have we met a new character? Ah, Willie must be his dog, his pet. You'd better stay in, Willie. And he ran out to mail his letter. Ooh, look at those stormy skies. You know how those stormy skies were made? The illustrator, Ezra, probably used watercolors. Right? Oh, and down here you use some crayon and some chalk. Walking to the mailbox, Peter looked at the sky. Dark clouds raced across like wild horses. He glanced up at Amy's window. She wasn't there. Only Peep, her parrot, sat peering down. Willie, didn't I tell you to stay home? Who is Willie? Oh, Willie is his dog. Where do we see his dog? We know that Peep is up here in the window. I see a little head poking around that fence. That's sneaky Willie. Ooh, there's some more lightning. If we see lightning and stormy clouds, what can we predict this page is going to tell us about? Oh, there goes that There goes that envelope blowing away. Let's look and see what's happened here. Peter thought, what will the boys say when they see a girl at my party? Suddenly there was a flash of lightning and a roar of thunder. A strong wind blew the letter out of his hand. Oh no! Oh no! What could happen to that letter? I hope he's able to catch it. Look at all those pretty colors. Lots of watercolors. Looks like some construction paper was maybe used as well. Peter chased the letter. He tried to stop it with his foot. It blew away. Then it flew high into the air. Can you make a prediction on what's going to happen with that? You think he's going to be able to catch it? And landed skipping across a hopscotch game. Well, that's something that we recognize from our playground. Look at all of those interesting, not decorations, but designs. Colors, newspaper, maybe he got it out of some books. This is all called art. That's how he's illustrating his book. Okay, so we know that that letter flew across the hopscotch game. Let's read on to find out where else it went. The letter blew this way and that. Peter chased it this way and that. He couldn't catch it. I think somebody else is helping him as well. Who else is sneaking along in the background there? Big drops of rain began to fall. Just then, someone turned the corner. It was Amy. She waved to him. The letter flew right towards her. Peter chasing it down. She mustn't see it or the surprise will be spoiled. They both ran for the letter. Who do you think is going to catch it, Peter or Amy? In his great hurry, Peter bumped into Amy. He caught the letter before she could see it, before she could see that it was for her. Look at how Ezra made her reflection in the water. See the ripples? But you know what that's made out of? Watercolors. Quickly, he stuffed the letter into the mailbox. He looked for Amy, but she had run off crying. Oh no. Oh, I hope he didn't hurt Amy's feelings too bad. You guys know what this big thing is called? Let's look at what is he doing with that letter. He looks to me like he's putting it inside. Up here, if we can read those letters, it says U.S. for United States. Those are the initials. United States Mail. Use zip code numbers. Mail early in the day. That must mean that somebody's going to come and pick that letter up and send it off to Amy's house. Now she'll never come to my party, thought Peter. He saw his reflection in the street. It looked all mixed up. I can see that reflection too. Again, looks like some watercolors, or maybe he used some crayon or chalk. You can use lots of different tools when you're making art. When Peter got back to his house, his mother asked, "Did you mail your letter?" "Yes," he said sadly. Saturday came at last. Everybody arrived but Amy. "Shall I bring the cake out now?" his mother asked Peter. "Let's wait a little," said Peter. "Now! Bring it now!" chanted those boys. Oh, those noisy boys, huh? We know about noisy boys. "All right," said Peter slowly. "Bring it out now." Those boys look what? Do they look sad? Let's look at the expressions on their faces. They all look kind of excited and happy to me, but how does Peter look? What does his expression tell us? You think anything's going to cheer him up? Could something happen on the next page that's going to make him feel better? Let's turn the page and find out. Oh, look at that. Just then the door opened. In walked Amy with her parrot. "A girl? Ugh," said Eddie. "Happy birthday, Peter," said Amy. "Happy birthday, Peter," repeated the parrot. There's that parrot again. And there's Amy in her pretty pink dress with all of the patterns on it. And oh, the same pattern in the bow in her hair. How does Peter look now? He looks happy to me. Peter's mother brought in the cake she had baked and lit the candles. Everyone sang. "Make a wish," cried Amy. "Wish for a truck full of ice cream," shouted Eddie. "A store full of candy and no stomach ache." How does everybody look now? Well, they all look pretty excited. But Peter made his own wish and blew out all the candles at once. So, do we have a happy ending to the story? What do you think? Amy came, all of his friends are there, his pet Willie is there, Pedro is there, his mom is there. I think Peter had a pretty good birthday after all. How did he get Amy to be there? He mailed her a letter. Ooh, there's that lightning again. So what do you guys think? It was a pretty fun story, huh? Have you guys ever written a letter to somebody? Well, let me see if I can carefully turn this back around for just a moment. All right, so Mr. L and Miss E are going to help us write a letter. I wrote a letter to my cousin Darcy. She doesn't live here. She lives in Las Vegas. Oh, hey, Las Vegas. Ooh. All right, so to do that, we need Mr. L's L sound to help us write the letter, and Miss E, her exercise sound, exercise for envelope. Okay, so here's what you can do while you've got these days at home by yourself. Maybe it's time to write somebody you love a letter. Grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, cousins, or friends that aren't near you, and you want to keep in contact with them, and this would be a great way to do it. So here's what I did. First, I wrote my letter to Darcy. It says, "Dear Darcy, I hope you are doing well. I have been thinking about you lately and wanted to let you know that I love you and I miss you. I hope you can get on an airplane this summer to fly home for your vacation. Let's call each other soon. I hope you like these scratch and sniff stickers. I want them to put a smile on your face. Love, your cousin, Mr. C." What do you think that sticker is going to smell like? If we scratch it, what do you think it smells like? I've got a jelly bean. I've got a donut, a chocolate bar. This one says, "So great." What do you think that one's going to smell like? You think she's going to like this letter? So I need to fold the letter and put it inside the envelope. And Mr. C is trying to do this one-handed, so we'll see how well he does. Almost. There we go. Okay, then we got the backside is all sticky and we seal it. And on the front, we have to tell a person who's taking the letter to Darcy, we have to put her name on it. Here in that blank spot, we're going to write the house number and the street that she lives on, so they know exactly where to take it, what house to take it to, the city that she lives in, and the state that she lives in. She lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then down here, we're going to put a zip code. I'm not going to do that because Darcy doesn't want all of you knocking on her door. So I'm going to put that in a little bit later. Then up here, in case the letter doesn't make it to her, we need to put our return address. I wrote my name, Mr. C. It's going to come from my address. I don't want you knocking on my door, so I'm going to put that in a little while. But I live in Racine, in the city, in the state of Wisconsin, and then I will also have to put down a zip code. That stuff will go on in a little bit. Last but not least, I have to put a stamp on. This is money. If you ever see these are not stickers to just put all over your walls. So you always want to make sure that you get a stamp from mom and dad and put it on the envelope only to mail packages. They're not just pretty, these are actually worth something. So in order to mail this letter, you got to pay for it, and that stamp is how it gets paid. So from your parents, you're going to need an envelope, a letter to write, maybe ask for a pencil or a pen, and a stamp. Then when you're all done and it's all ready to go, you guys are taking a little field trip with me. You're going to walk outside. Kind of a gloomy day. Okay? And then you got to put it inside your mailbox. And the mailman will come and get it for you and take it to the person that you're sending it to. I hope you guys are doing well. There's a little fun activity for you. Write some letters to some people that you love and you want to say hello to, because we aren't seeing each other a lot these days. So perfect opportunity to have something fun to do and to let people know that you care about them and are thinking about them. Have a good day, guys, and we'll do another story later. Bye-bye.